Okay, hello. Welcome. I am actually finally in my office. However, it's not painted or anything. But I have my desk up and I have I need to fix these blinds. Anyway, what a day so far already. I wanted to talk today about what you need to do or what needs to happen prior to you hiring someone. And by someone, I mean a VA, a overall business manager, an online business manager, an employee, or someone from another business. There's some things that just need to be done, and they need to be done as quickly as possible. And they need to be done as efficiently as possible. Forgive me, I'm going to move this because I don't like the shadow on my face. It's bugging me. This is probably not where my stuff is going to live, but for now, it's where it's got to go because the room is still not put together. But that's a little bit better. It is cloudy today, so things are a little bit crazy. So, having been a virtual assistant for 7 years now, 7 years, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about people. I've learned a lot about business. I've learned a lot and I've coached people and I've helped people start VA businesses, walk them through the process of what they need to learn and what they need to know and who they need to connect with or how they need to connect, et cetera, et cetera. And what I found is that there are just a lot of things that people don't know going into it. And there's a lot of things that people don't think about prior to hiring someone. Excuse me. Things that you need to think about. Personally, I would highly encourage you to sit down and make a list of all the things that you hate doing in your business. What bugs you in your business? What are the things that you loathe doing that are holding you back because you don't want to do them and so you're not doing them? What are those things? And those are the things that you are going to want to outsource first because either you're not doing them or you're not doing them well. Knowing your expertise, knowing what you are good at, knowing what you are bad at, and knowing what comes naturally, right? Because your business needs you to be doing the things that actually make you money, not things that don't make you money. So if you are not making any money, it's a problem. And if you're not exposing yourself the way you need to, and not getting the things out there that you need to get out, it's going to be a problem. So, what do you need to do before you hire somebody? One, you need to sit down and make a list of all those things that you hate doing. And these are the first things that you are going to outsource. There are some VAs. I took a client on and we had 1.5 hours a month. That's all she paid me for. It was just her newsletter. She didn't want to do it. And she was very technologically unsavvy. And that's all she wanted. And English was not her first language. So she had me look it over, check it, make sure it was good, and then we sent it out. And I did this for a while. And, that's all we did. And it's entirely possible to find those people. Generally, it's VAs. That was when I was first starting out. And it's generally VAs who are just starting out that are going to take on those small little projects for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've had other clients who wanted worksheets built and things like that. But here's the thing, you actually have to have something for us to do. You have to have something for us to do. So you need to make a list of what exactly you think that you need. What kind of projects are you ready to let go of? What kind of projects do you need to let go of? Maybe you aren't ready, but you need to let go of. Like if you know that you really should be on social media twice a day and you're not posting twice a day, you need to hire somebody to put your stuff out twice a day. And then that way, the only thing that you have to worry about is focusing on creating the content that has to go out. And maybe one time a day you're curating your own content and you're putting out your own blog posts or your own videos or something like that you've created already, and then the next part of the day you're curating other people's content that you find really helpful or things that you've loved and you want to promote for other people. That's entirely possible that those are the two things that you're going to do. But if you're not getting those two things done, or you're only promoting other people's content because you're feeling a little anxiety about putting yourself out there and putting your own content out there, that's the thing. You need somebody to push you to do that stuff, right? Now, the pushing and the pulling is more a business manager thing than a VA thing, because really, technically, the VA is working for you. Which brings me to another point. Sorry, it's allergy season and it's raining outside, so I have sinus stuff going on. Your VA is still, unless she is a W-2 employee, is still running her own business. Okay? And if you are a VA, you are running a business. Both of you need to understand this relationship. For the person hiring the VA or the online business manager, your lack of planning and lack of preparation does not constitute an emergency on the part of the VA. If you are hiring someone for a retainer style position and you are paying them for 10 hours worth of work, or 15 hours worth of work, or even 2 hours worth of work, and you don't have 2 hours worth of work, guess what? You're paying for it anyway. Okay? So it would behoove you and be in your best interest to make sure that you have ongoing projects, or don't get into a retainer relationship to begin with. Okay? If you find that the relationship needs to change, be honest and be upfront, and do so with 1 to 2 months worth of notice. It's really helpful. I've had it where I've been cut off within 24 hours. And this person had been searching for someone for 2 months. And prior to that, who was cheaper and local. And prior to that, he kept telling me he was so afraid of me leaving, and I was going to go find clients who were willing to pay more, and that he was going to lose me, which he wasn't. And I kept assuring him that he wasn't going to lose me. I wasn't going anywhere. I was making really good money. I wasn't going to go anywhere. And then a month later, and I brought it up. I'm like, something is not right. Like, what is happening here? And he's like, I just hired someone. Are you kidding me? And he said, I will give you, a week's worth of your pay, but I have to cut you off. I had no notice. I had just taken on an asinine amount of debt, which is still sitting there because I can't pay it. And I went from making $1,000 a week to nothing. So understanding as a VA or an OBM that your lifestyle, don't get too attached to it, because it could go at any time. is something that I would highly encourage as well. Before you hire someone, you need to make sure that you have a list of projects. Please do not, this is a stress point for me, do not hire someone, pay for them. If you are going to have them learn a particular platform, have projects for them to do on that platform right after the learning. Okay, you're going to learn that. I want you to play around. Here's a document that I need done anyway, right? And I need you to learn this platform. P.S. I have 15 more of these when you're done with it. And we will do 15 more right after. Because if you have someone learn a platform and then you don't use the platform for 6 months and it's not something that they're actively using with other clients, they're not going to remember what they did. Okay? They're not going to remember how to use the platform, and then it's a learning experience all over, and you're paying them to learn yet again. So if you're going to have someone be on a platform, just have them learn that platform and utilize the platform. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's a huge waste of your time to have someone learn something if they are not going to be actively using it. These skills that we learn are use them and lose them oftentimes, especially with design skills and things like that. We get on to a different platform or a platform that we're used to, and we could fly through stuff. But if you're not willing to use the platform that your VA is already using, then you're going to go through that process where they have to relearn something yet again for you. And most VAs are open and willing to use a platform. And sometimes if they absolutely love the platform, they will continue to use it or start using it themselves in their own business. Here's the other thing. The person who is doing unless you are a designer or unless you are an email marketer and that's what you've done for the last 5 years and you need to move on to coaching or something like that, the person doing the work for you, I can assure you, is an expert. You are hiring them for their expertise. You are hiring them to manage your things for you. Let them. Let go and let them. If someone comes to you and says, your platform is great, but there's a much better platform that can be used, listen to them. And hey, by the way, it's also cheaper than what you've been using. Listen to them because they're an expert. They've been doing this for a long, long time. If you're hiring somebody who has more than 5 years of experience, they're an expert. Okay, you can say, well, I'd really like for you to test out this platform, but if they say that is not a good platform, stop paying for it because you're wasting your money. If you're not in it and your VA is not using it, it's a waste of money. So that's another thing altogether. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up is that emails are great, but they're not a project management system. And before you can tell someone how you want something done, you have to know how you want something done. One of the things as a VA that I always have done is taken a month or two to really figure out exactly what my clients want and how they want it done. But in order for them to tell me and teach me that, they have to know. You have to know how you want your stuff done in order for me to do it. And if you've not done it on your own before you hire the VA, there's no way for you to know. And here's the quickest and easiest way for you to document exactly how you want things done. If you have a Mac, I don't know if this is available on a PC, but on a Mac, you can open QuickTime and there's a little button. It says record screen. You'll click that. And you can actually talk to someone through this whole process. P.S. QuickTime comes on your computer, and if it doesn't, it's totally free. And I don't know if the QuickTime for PCs actually do the recording or not, but you can get QuickTime for your PC as well. You hit that little button, you screen record, or get Zoom. Zoom is free, and you can do 45-minute videos. Absolutely, totally free. You're welcome. And screen share, or sit down and record a video like I'm doing right now. But I'm obviously not doing it on Zoom. Either way, what you want to do is sit down, hit that screen record button, and record your process when you're actually doing it. Don't sit down and talk about doing it, but actually physically doing the process. Record how you're doing it. Maybe while you're doing it, you're talking about, okay, so here's my social media strategy. I write things out in Trello, and I put this on the board, and then I move it from square to square to square to square. Go through your whole process, your entire workflow for that one thing. Just the one thing. You don't want to overload for one video. You want to say, sorry, it's time to go get my kid. You want to say, okay, for my social media posts, here's how I started. I pull an idea from my idea board here in Trello. I plop it into the write and record. I do the writing and recording. If it's a social media post, I'm going to open that up and put it in the description of the post, and then create a checklist below, or add the checklist if I've already got a template. I'll make another recording and do this for you physically someday. And then I move it over to edit. In editing, I edit it, and then I send it over into distribute. Now, what I'm going to do is take my phone. This is where Zoom, because you could plop back in or show your face there. On my phone, I'm going to open it up and then go to that Trello board, copy everything, paste it into wherever I am or whatever I'm doing. Bing, bang, boom, it's done. And you know what you did? You didn't do anything additional. You didn't take you might have taken a few extra minutes to actually explain the process, but now you plop this into a Trello board called training, and now you have a training video. You don't have to walk people through your strategy. It's already there. And in addition to that, you personally, for yourself, should have your strategy written down. There's nothing wrong with that. Have your strategy written down. Because your strategy is already written down, all they have to do is go into, and let's say you put an entire workflow and your strategies and what your processes are into a training board on Trello. Now, all those videos, all those trainings, all of that stuff is already done prior to you hiring someone. So all you have to say is, look, take about an hour a week. Let's focus on this task, and this task in there. Don't worry about the rest. We'll get to that after I'm comfortable with you and you're comfortable with me, and we decide this is a good fit. They do the thing. There are ongoing projects for them to do, and they are rocking it. And give them accountability. And the thing that I cannot stress to you enough is that when you hire someone to take over a project for you, you need to let go. Let go. Understand that they are going to make mistakes. This is human nature. This is how humanity works. Occasionally, there's going to be a mistake made. Nothing in the world, short of someone getting on and screaming fuck on a live broadcast on your business page, and if you say fuck on your business page anyway, it's really not that even big a deal there. Nothing short of that is going to damage your business so much that you can't recover. Nothing. You're not giving, unless you're giving someone control of your money, and then they can embezzle from you, of course. But, maybe you don't do that right off the bat, right? Maybe you don't do that. But if you're going to hire someone to do these small tasks for you, you've got to let them do it. Give them space, give them deadlines. That's another thing. You've got to give people set expectations for people. Say we have a 48-hour turnaround from the time I need a 48-hour turnaround from the time I hand you the product. We have a turn 40, and as a VA, you need to set those expectations as well. I work from this time to this time, this hour to this hour, period. And hold to that. I don't email outside of 5 o'clock, or I don't email after 6 o'clock unless I'm up on occasion. And P.S., there are ways for you to send that out at specific times. So even if you are at your computer at 9 or 10, I believe it's called Bounce or Boomerang. I think it's Boomerang. Is a system that you can download, and it'll actually send your emails out at a time that you specify. So you can have operating hours. Let's say it's between 8 and 5. It'll only send your emails out during that time frame. So if you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning, your clients don't have to know you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning working on their stuff as possible. So that's kind of, I've rambled on for about 22 minutes now, and it's time for me to go get my little guy from kindergarten. So I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. See ya. If you want to know more about me, or you are interested in hiring me as an OBM, because I do have services for that, the packages start at 10 hours a month and go up from there. If I only have a couple of those spots currently, I haven't quite figured out exactly how many, but I know it's definitely under 10, and it's probably less than, probably around the 5 spots left for that range. So shoot me there. If you go to my website, there's actually a connect and get started button, and click on that, and it'll take you to a small questionnaire to kind of get an idea of what you're looking for. My website for that is www.amberslocum.com/OBM. And I would love to sit down and have a chat with you about how we can make you more efficient and get you back to doing the things you need to be doing, which is running your business, or, doing the work rather than running it. So have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya. Bye.